Still recording?
I had stopped it. I looked for you. I couldn't find you. You can stop it right now if you want. I'll cut you out, maybe. All right. I'll stop. You're scared of the camera.
You hit me.
I do. Welcome back to the channel. Got a bit of bad news. Had the electrician in here putting in lights and stuff. We finally chose a light to go over our bathroom vanity, which you see here. Beautiful light. And we got two sconces to go in the stairwell going upstairs that match this, which was very difficult to find sconces that would match a vanity light like this. But that's actually not the bad news. That's the good news. We were able to find something that matches. The bad news is what happened when we came, when the electrician came to put the sconces in the stairwell. So let me take you there now. Okay, so as you can see, I have two sconces kind of hanging from the walls here and a cable running between them. And this is not any of the wiring that I put in when I was doing this remodel. This was all done long time ago, before I even bought this house, before I ever lived here. And when I started the remodel space, this first sconce right here, there was a sconce at this light box right here, and that light box you see up there had a blank plate on it. So that's what the existing situation looked like when I came in here. I didn't know why there was a blank plate there. I don't know, maybe they didn't have two matching sconces or what. I didn't know what the reason was until we started wiring all this up. And they work. You can see I turned the lower switch on. This is on a three-way, so there's another switch at the top. If I come up here to the top of the stairs, I can turn them off and back on. And this switch down here at the bottom will turn them off. So it works both ways because of this cable right here. This is called a traveler, and I have to connect to the traveler that comes down to this switch and the traveler that goes up to that light box there, so that the three-way switch works. And whoever ran this electrical wiring the first time failed to put that traveler wire in there. And rather than tearing out the walls and doing it the right way, they just put a blank plate up there and then used one of the other cables as the traveler, so the switches worked. And without a light switch there, they could do that no problem. But I wanted the two, I felt like you really needed to illuminate the stairwell properly. We needed the two sconces. And I believe in doing things the right way if we can. So I basically have to cut a hole from this light box all the way up to the other light box so I can put a traveler wire in there and get this thing wired up properly. So that's the bad news. I have to cut the drywall, run a wire, and then re-drywall and mud all of that. And it is going to be such a pain, but that's what I have to do. Just took out this cable that I was using as my temporary runner, or what I call it. This is what I'm going to put in there eventually. Once I cut my holes, I got my walls all marked. I just want to show you real quick what happens without that cable connected. It turns on here. Looks good, right? Both lights are on. Everything's good. Watch what happens when I turn it off at the top. It turns off, everything seems okay, but then I go to turn it on here and I can't, right? I lose power over here. That breaks the three-way connection because the main power runs up there. So when that cuts the main power, this switch does nothing at that point. So I have it set to the on position here. I turn that back on, of course it's off. So I have to come back down here again and flick it again to turn it back on. So that's why I need that cable running through there. Alright, I took some of that bull nose I cut off the front edges of the stairs, cut them into little 3-inch pieces, 4-inch pieces, something like that. And that way I can fit this in here like this. And then I have something to screw to with my drywall when I put it back in. Cut one for here, one for down here, and one by the box on the other side. So I'm gonna get these screwed in, and then I can put my drywall back in. feel good about that. All right. Notice how that pushes in right there? I think I'm gonna put one more block right here just to support that a little bit better. Okay, that's that one. Let's do the other wall. Yep. Okay. Well, my battery died, so you can get to see me finish mudding, but there's my first coat of mud, all bundled up there. What I also did, where the crown, the bullnose of the steps that I cut out were sticking out in that wall right there, on those last two steps, I mudded that as well. Well, I haven't recorded very much because I've had my wife and daughter in here working with me trying to finish up the tiny house, and neither of them want to be on camera, so I apologize for not showing some of the work as I'm going through it, but mostly it's just punch list type stuff now, caulking in all the trim, putting in the trim and then caulking it, things like that. It's pretty simple. This light right here is removed because the old light box used to be located Right about here. And what I realized as I got my sink basin in down here is that where the faucet was going to go, it didn't line up with the light and it would just look weird. It would look off center. So I cut a new hole for my light box and realized I had actually forgot that it was just on one of those slider things. So I just cut the drywall out, slid it over where I wanted it, and then put that set screw back in, and then put a little block in here. So I had a nailer for the drywall, and then I put a new piece of drywall in and mudded it and then repainted it. So I need to rehang that light. Well, when you point a camera directly at a light that's been turned on, it darkens the rest of the room around it. But there you can see the light has been reinstalled, powered back on, and works just fine. I also moved the light that's in the stairwell. The second light I put in was kind of low. It was at shoulder height when you're walking out, and people kept bumping it. So I actually moved it just up on the wall from where it was.